Um, Kari, you're making your way around the temple, just looking things over. Again, everything seems to be in high order. While you're in the chambers, one of the other things that Asphora had mentioned in her letter was that the temple was um, uh, the previous high priestess was poor with finances, so you had actually brought a small chest with about 500 gold to carry them over. While you were sitting here thinking and going over things, you were checking the books, and it seems like since Priestess Beatrice's passing, that Asphora has made some good investments with the fisher folk, the mist fishers. And it seems she has brought the temple back out of the red into the black. So that's another thing that she has. Temple of the Dog, sweet. That's another thing that seems that she's done since the passing of the previous priestess. Yeah, you're making your way again around the grounds of the temple, and you go outside, and outside of the window to the high priestess, the chambers that you were in. The initiate is out there working on the garden. He is a human male, appears to be in his late teens. Um, he has his shirt off. He's got a pair of trousers, and he's got like a pick and a shovel, and he's got some mud on him from digging out this garden and walling it off and everything. His appearance is a masterwork artist, chiseled, appears to have chiseled him out of marble. I mean, he's just a physically perfect specimen. He's got
Fun.
sun bleached hair. He stands about 6'2", and he's swinging a pick into the ground. As you kind of just look at him and stare, um, you know he slams the pick into the ground, kind of lifts up a rag, wipes his face off, looks up and sees you watching, and he just bows his head and drops to a knee.
Stand, please.
As he stands, he's looking down at your feet. You notice on his forehead there appears to be a ghostly visage of a pair of lips. As if he's been kissed on the forehead with someone wearing lipstick. However, it's ghostly.
Oh, quite possibly sure is.
He says, "Mother, my name is Matthew."
No, you can look at me. You don't have to look down.
He looks up and he smiles. Perfect teeth, bright white, tan skin.
And he's what again? Sorry, you cut out earlier. He's a priest?
He is the initiate.
Oh, he's the initiate.
The one that came here 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. Then I just ran across him?
As you were walking the grounds, yes.
Okay. Sorry, I was cutting in and out with the storms. My connection's in and out. How are you liking it here?
It is peaceful, as he smiles.
Sometimes. Sometimes it's hard to find peace. So what brought you here? To the Temple of Shiraz?
It was just my calling.
Where are you from originally?
I was born and raised here. I was a mist fisher.
Oh, really?
Yes, mother.
You've been called mother. By the way, just for the record, I hate being called mother. Okay. Have you, how's the preparations for tonight's festival going?
That I know nothing about. I've been instructed to work on this garden, which I've been doing the last few days. Prior to that, I fixed the roof; it was leaking a bit, and then I painted the south side of the temple on the outside.
Did you happen to see there was a package delivered here last night, and addressed, we assume, for me. Did you happen to see who dropped that off?
No, I have not, or no, I did not.
Okay. I don't know what I'm supposed to ask about for him. Well, I'll let you get back to your duties. I may come by and chat later if that's all right.
Duty.
Duties. He nods. He goes, picks up his duty, and starts fertilizing the garden.
Yeah, see, that guy, Kari's not gonna be excited when he calls her mother. Great. She looks 21, damn it.
Okay. After your about an hour after your inspections, Captain Bairn returns to the temple with acolyte with one of the acolytes who was sent to get him. He talked to the dockmaster, and no boats over the past 3 days have come or left.
Thank you very much. I apologize for making you stick around, but this is a definite family matter for me, and so we won't be leaving anytime in the next at least 3 days or so. I will definitely pay you out of my own pocket for the inconvenience this will cause you and your ship.
The Morning Dew and her crew are at your service.
Well, enjoy the festival tonight, and you're welcome to anything at the temple.
Thank you. We will.
If you hear of anything about the Iron Ring Consortium, will you please let me know?
His eyes open up a little bit. The Iron Ring Consortium.
Did my acolyte not make it to you?
Yeah, I forgot what you asked him to do. Asked him about.
That's okay. The acolyte didn't have a clue what I was asking anyway. You've heard of them then, I assume.
Far south, yes, in days past.
Well, I assume he's very trusted to me because obviously I travel with him a lot.
You've been traveling with him for years.
Okay. I received a package that had their markings apparently on it with my niece's names. So I need to find out as much as I can because they may be here.
I will take a walk around the harbor and see if I see any boats that have their markings.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I think they may be going after my nieces to get to me, so I need to do as much as I can to find them and make sure my nieces are okay.
He nods, and he makes his way. He makes his exit. Okay, after a few more hours, the other acolyte who was sent out to look at the gates returns with one of the guards. He is a man of middle age. He appears to be off duty at this point because he is not in his guard uniform. He has a receding hairline, salt and pepper scruff on his face. He appears to be quite tired, bags under his eyes. Perhaps he was recently sleeping. And he's in common clothing. The acolyte comes to your chambers, announces that he is out in the waiting area for you.
I go out there immediately.
His name is Maximilian.
Man, I'm gonna be so bad at all these names.
As you enter the waiting area, he has been given a cup of ale and a small plate of cheese. He is sitting on one of the oversized couches. Seems to be sinking into it, relaxing a little bit as he's, you know, at least his body appears relaxed. His eyes are wide open, and he's kind of darting around, looking at what the hell he's gotten into. He doesn't seem to ever have been inside this place before.
Hello. It's good to meet you.
He stands, kind of licks his fingers of the cheese bits that are on it, wipes his hand on his shirt, and extends it.
I take his hand and then kiss him on the cheek. My name is Kari.
Turns beet red.
I was.
Oh, priestess, what is it I can do for you?
I need information about a caravan that came in from Iron Pine.
Yes, I was working the North Gate last eve, and I saw the caravan enter. Seven of the 11 carts came into town. The others skirted off to the west.
They skirted. Okay, so they've already left town.
The ones that entered were. He pulls out a piece of paper, and it's got some scribbling on it. A glass worker by the name of Thomas Smythe, a skinner by the name of Baldine Longwalker, a farmer by the name of Dorm. He had 2 carts. A man who sold textiles by the name of Macy's. A little halfling, Sandor's Scrimshaw and Sculptures, and Bob, and he snickers. Commodity and trade.
Oh, so you see, you're gonna leave out our little boy that had a crush on Jazz.
That was one of the farmer's sons.
Okay, so I can talk to all those people. Did any of them stay in town, or they've all left again?
I believe they're still here.
Okay, did you happen to see 2? They would be young girls, but not teenage girls, around 16. One has red hair, one has black hair, but they would be noticeable because of their eyes. They have 2 different colored eyes. Each one of them does.
One of the carts that skirted the town was a carriage, so I didn't see any there. No, I did not see any women, but 2 of the carts that skirted the town had covers on them. One was a carriage, and one was a piece of canvas over top of it.
All right, thank you. Can I get the information of where to find these people from you?
He tells you that they're in the center of town.
Okay. Also, just I don't know if the threat is real here or not, but there has been rumors, and I think is one of the guards you should know about the Iron Ring Consortium, who's a slavers guild.
He kind of blinks a little bit, unfamiliar with term.
They take people for slaves.
You're saying there are slavers here in town?
I don't know. There might be. There might not be. I do know that there's rumors that they have been seen around here, or at least have been in town, but they tend to stay away from here, for obvious reasons. So I just thought you might want to be on the lookout.
I will talk to my captain. Thank you.
Thank you for the information. And please, you and your guards are always welcome to come to any of our festivals.
He kind of smiles, and he reaches down onto the plate of cheese, takes a handful, and stuffs it in his mouth as he walks out.
All right. I gonna take an acolyte with me, so I have somebody with me. I probably should take someone with me, huh? Oh, actually, I'll take a hot guy that can, maybe fight. I don't know. We're gonna find out if he can fight. I go find a Sephora.
Okay.
And ask her to go ahead and take over to make sure the event is perfect for tonight.
She seems to smile with pride.
And ask her to. I assume I would have already found out what is her like talent thing that she likes that's artistic.
You ask her what it is? I'm sorry? I didn't.
Yeah, I assume I already would have, but I'll go ahead and ask.
It is a special dance of my home.
I love dancing. Dancing is good. If you would just, when I get back, you'll have to teach it to me, but find at least one partner to teach it to.
She nods. Yes, mother.
Yeah.
Yes, mommy.
Okay. I smile and kiss her cheek, and then I go and I guess I'm gonna go try to find these people. I'm gonna go grab. Actually, I'm gonna go out and find what is it? Matthias, Matt something. The hot
Matthew?
boy.
Matthew?
Yeah.
Okay. He sees you approach, buries his shovel into the ground, pulls out his rag, and starts cleaning his hand and his face.
I'd like you to go on an adventure with me for a little bit. I need to go talk to some people, and it would help to have somebody that knows Emercy. It's been a long time since I've been here.
Absolutely. He pulls his pick out of the ground, his shovel, and he moves him off to the side. He says, should I clean up first?
Do you know how to fight, by chance? Any good with a weapon?
I could. Do you expect us to get into some trouble?
I hope not, but I've learned that you never, when you least expect it, is usually when it happens.
He nods, picks up the pick.
You don't need to be cleaned up. Just make sure you've got whatever weapon you need and are fine to go out and about to talk to different people with me in about 15 minutes or so.
Okay. He makes his way into the initiate chambers and changes and returns 15 minutes later.
And I've changed a little bit. I'm not going to be in my robes going out there as much.
Are you putting on your whole regala?
Probably not, because that'd draw too much attention to me, but I'd probably put at least leather armor and stuff on so that I have a little bit of protection.
Okay. He just comes out in commoner clothes with the pickaxe.
Okay. Just because I have a feeling someone's targeting me or my family, so I'm not going to go out there totally, in like robes, but I don't want to go out there in my full plate armor either.
Okay. I'm going to speed this up a little bit so we can try to get everybody involved before we call it a night. You make your way with Matthew to the center of town where all the 7 caravan carts are. Are you doing anything special when you're asking questions?
No, I'm just going to ask
casting spells or anything like that.
Only if I feel like they're totally lying to me for some reason, but most likely not. I mean, if anything, I'd cast Zone of Truth, but I don't want to do that and cause a commotion either. So I'm probably just going to be asking if anybody, and I've got pictures, I'm sure, of the girls that have been drawn or whatever, if anybody had seen these girls.
Okay. As you're approaching, the 7 carts again are in a semicircle in the town center, and there are quite a few people bartering and trading, and their goods are as I've listed them before. It's not really an important detail at this point. As you approach, you hear a voice come from the other side. As you hear, Jazz, is that you? As a young teenage boy starts running your direction. He gets about 20 feet away, and he kind of takes a double take at your face. He says, I'm sorry. I thought you were somebody else," as he kind of begs your pardon, and he turns around.
Wait. That's right, I forgot that. I'm like, looks like their older sister, don't I? You know Jasmine.
Yeah, I thought you were her.
I am
It's
related
uncanny.
to her.
Oh, is she okay?
I was going to ask you that. Did she and her sister not come in on the caravan?
No, about a day north of town, they disappeared.
A day north. Know where that is?
Along the road, the last campsite.
And they just disappeared.
Well, there was a commotion. There were goblins in. It's kind of broken up. There were goblins in the morning, and they weren't there. When the caravan left, their tent was still there. Their dwarf friend was looking for them. I don't know. I was worried, and I don't
So
have much more
dwarf
information than that.
friend. That's keyword friend.
All right, we'll find them. I'm sure they're all right. They tend to do things impulsively sometimes. And your name?
Shit. Do you have it written down?
I don't remember.
Uh, Peter.
Wasn't it Thomas or something?
Tomas. That's what it
Tomas.
wasn't it?
I don't know.
That sounds like a name I would make.
I think it was something like that.
I think it was like Tallywhacker or something.
Was the last time you saw them in the morning or nighttime?
It was nighttime. They were kind of imbibing a little bit, and partying it up, and then they were gone. I've been so worried, and when I looked over, are you their sister?
Their aunt, actually. I know. Um, they were coming to see me, so they'll be here. I'm sure soon. You should come visit them whenever we get them back at the Temple of Shiraz.
This is how some pornos start.
He smiles. He smiles wide. He says, I will. When they come, and he stutters a little bit. Send them here.
I will, or we'll send a messenger so you can come to the party and see them.
As he just, again, looks like a stupid kid smiling.
Thank you for your help.
Uh huh. And he's staring at you.
All right. I want to go to that campsite, but I don't even know how to get there. Matthew, do you know how to get to this campsite? Like, do you know anybody you can track?
Um, Maybe the guy right there. And he points to the cart that says Bardine Long Walker Skins and Things.
All right, I go up there, ask them if he's got any tracking services for hire. I need to go back to the camp they came from about a day's out.
Oh, it's just right along the road, miss.
Oh, that's easy. Okay, because I know that my sister and Baywin will end up there then. All right, I thank him, and then I'm gonna go back to the temple and basically we're gonna do the ceremony a little bit early or late. I haven't decided, but I'm gonna go to that place. I'm gonna take the hot boy with me.
Okay. The boy toy.
The boy toy.
Okay, so statement of intent is you are going to head north along the road, taking Matthew with you.
Yes, and I'll send word to I guess the. Oh, actually, I'm gonna go to the temple because I'm gonna take my full armor now, and get some horses too, and let them know to go ahead and begin the party without me. But we will do the the ceremony upon my return.
Okay. So you're not doing anything about the 4 carts that went off to the west. That's
Well, I'd
in
like
town.
to, but I figured this was better for me to meet up with my sister and brother-in-law.
Perfect. Okay. Um, you send word back to the temple and get horses prepared. for both you and Matthew, and instruct them to continue with the party preparations. You guys mount up, even though you hate horses,
Yes, I agree with my sister. They smell and they're awful and horrible.
and you make your way out of town, riding north on the road. And after about a half day or so, you come across, wait, Bulgrin, Lily, Jazz. You guys are walking southerly on the road. Lily, off in the distance, it appears two riders are approaching.
I got company.
Okay, that might not be good.
Well,
I like the hiding in the bushes thing now. I could hide in the bushes.
Alright, you girls go hide. I'll take care of this.
okay.
Okay.
We go hide. Which could be a bad thing for the dwarf.
It's really bad.
Good thing.
I'm gonna be pretty pissed.
Good thing Tomas said, "Good friend dwarf."
Oh no! The last thing she saw was dwarf wanting to kill.
Lily, Jazz, give me hiding rolls, please.
I'm a tree. No, I'm not. I think I am.
I'm a good bush.
That's what she said.
Okay, passive perception for Kari would be a
More than a 7, I'm sure.
20.
Oh, Bulgrin's gonna look out because she sees the red hair, isn't he?
Okay. Bulgrin, do you just like stand in the middle of the road, like none shall pass, or?
Nah, I mean, I'm not going to be taking an aggressive stance, but yeah, I'll stand. I'll move to the side of the road, like as if to let them pass.
Okay. Kari, you are in the lead with Matthew off on your flank, riding your horses up, going north. Off in the distance, probably about a minute or so away, you see someone standing on the side of the road. Do you approach at full speed or do you slow down?
I slow down, but I'm gonna have my hand on my sword or whatever I had. I think I had a mace. My mace.
Okay, Bulgrin. The riders, you see an armor-clad. Would you have a helmet?
I probably wouldn't be wearing the helmet, no.
Okay, an armor-clad female. You tell she's a female by her frame and the fact that she's got flowing hair in the wind. And adjacent to her could be a squire. He's wearing common clothing. The armor-clad woman's hand is on her weapon as she begins to slow approaching you.
All right, I guess I'll pull up Charlene and have her in my hand.
Each of you give me a religion roll. I'm assuming you both have your god symbols on your shields.
Oh hell yeah! I got like stress symbols all over me. Probably got a tattoo somewhere that only certain people see too.
It's on her butt.
Dude, she totally has a tramp stamp.
Totally.
A big pair of red lips. Bulgrin, what's your religion roll?
Oh, you need one from me too?
Yes, please.
All right, hang on.
The next question is, if once he comes into view, am I gonna recognize him from my scrying?
Oh, that's a good point too. But all dwarves look alike.
That's so racist.
As you approach, it is definitely a dwarf. He definitely has a warhammer, which you recognize, and a shield. And upon on the shield itself is a symbol of Moradin. And you have all the background, or you know Moradin is a good dwarf god. And Bulgrin, you notice upon her shield is a pair of ruby lips similar to the symbols that both Lily and Jazz have been carrying.
Okay, if I recognize that, my expression will change, and I'll hang Charlene back on the hanger on my belt. Greetings!
Okay, so do I recognize him?
You recognize him. You also see a glimpse of red coming from behind the tree next to him.
Way to go,
Okay,
Lily.
I let my hair. I kind of ignore him then as soon as I see the red, and I call out Lily and get off the horse.
When would we recognize who it is?
That is a good point. As she slows down and approaches, you hear Lily as you both poke your head out, and it's clearly your aunt.
Oh, totally jumping out from the tree and
Yeah, we totally
screaming.
Good to meet you. My name is
and
Bulgrin.
going, "Hi, Kari!" and chasing after.
I grab them and hug them, and I'm still ignoring the dwarf because I'm not sure what to make of him
And
yet.
these are obviously your relations, as I mumble to myself.
Glad you guys are okay. Thank you, Shiraz. Thank you so much, Shiraz.
Yeah, Jazz and Lily pretty much tackle her as the three of them embrace, and you and the boy toy kind of look at each other like, "What's up?"
Oh, okay. And I'm just like holding on to them, and I keep thinking, Shiraz, that they're okay. You guys were goblins, weren't you?
How did you know that?
Well, your mom and dad are on the way, by the way. And you, who are you? Because I saw you, like, trying to kill them.
Oh, now you're interested in the dwarf who saved your daughter's lives, or your niece's lives, and brought them here by the grace of Moradin. I didn't try to kill them.
Soon as mom and dad is mentioned, I'm just like, oh shit, we're in trouble.
Oh, you apparently
I'm
were
Bulgrin
hired.
Stormmantle. I've been escorting your nieces down to see ye.
And I
We were
appreciate
beset
that.
by a tricksy gnome.
A gnome. Well, I appreciate you escorting them, since their parents knew they were on their way. But I don't even want to know all the goblin thing. I'm just glad that you kept them safe, and I'm sure their parents will be grateful once they realize you are keeping them safe and not the other way around.
Aye, Moradin's eyes were upon us the whole time. Nothing to worry about, lass.
I personally believe Shiraz was watching out, but they're in danger still, so I think we need to get to Emercy, and your parents will be there in a few days.
We are?
Yes, somebody knows that I'm Emercy, and they know who you two are. It may be the same ones that turned you into goblins, hoping somebody would kill you. I'm gonna be blunt. You want to be adventurers, and that's how it goes. And you know, your mom and I never were even turned into goblins. How did you get turned into goblins?
I look at the fucking dwarf.
They point at him.
He has a complete look of utter innocence on his face. I don't understand what this is about.
How did you turn them into goblins?
No, I have that sort of power, lass. No. This gnome who I thought would be friends to us, he given me I guess it was a potion inside that turned the poor lasses into goblins for a spell. But not to worry, we got them out safe. We got them turned back to the regular farms and bringing them down to see. I completed.
Lily's
my
rolling her
task.
eyes.
Jazz looks over at Lily, but wasn't it like that elf god that did that for us, not the dwarf god?
Yep.
Okay, now I see why our parents always wanted to kill us. I'm glad to see you guys. You should have just let me know you were coming, and I would have had somebody come get you safer, soundly. Then I hugged them again.
Well, we kind of didn't tell anybody.
You know your mother better than that, and your father. You think they didn't know?
Oh, we Didn't we were hoping? I mean, we left a note.
At least you left a note. But they knew ahead of time, didn't they? And I look at Bulgren.
At this point, when you look at Bulger and you look back at Lily and Jazz, you do notice that Lily's wearing some really fancy, fine armor. And then you notice Jazz's cloak, which
Wow.
neither of them appear to, well, I mean, to you, they appear magical.
Where did you... That is impressive. I go up to Lily and start looking at her armor. Because that's going to be more appealing to me than the cloak. Where did you guys get these? These are beautiful and very powerful.
Richie!
Richie.
He's a nice tree. We helped him out, so he gave us presents.
A tree.
Yes!
Okay, you went up to your mom and I on that one.
He has a really long name, and I can't remember it for the life of me, so I just call him Richie.
Alright, well, thank goodness for Richie, because this is really nice. Well, we gotta get back in town. Your parents will be here, probably quicker than the 3 days it takes. And we have a party tonight, since you guys are safe and sound.
We are so dying in like 2 days.
You're not dead. I look at Bulger, and he might be, but you guys aren't.
Why is this all coming down on me?
Yeah,
I did what I was
is it?
supposed to do.
Are you saying... What? Lily's like looking back and forth, looking at the dwarf.
I'm just saying...
Your father
you-
hired me to escort your lasses down to Immersea to make sure you got there safe. And that I did. He figured you could use a hand that had a bit of a healing with it. Never hurts to have Moradin watching out for you.
They have Shiraz and Maliki, though. But I do appreciate the extra...
Oh yes, where was Shiraz and Maliki when they returned into Gulbins? No, Moradin guided me here to save them.
Actually, didn't Moradin guide you to us to turn us into the goblins?
No.
Because we weren't the ones that accepted the dodgy wine from the dodgy gnome.
Everybody makes mistakes, lasses.
Okay, well, you've done well. All I'm saying is that let's hope that I can talk to my sister before she sees you, and, you won't see her first. So, and as long as she sees her daughter safe and sound, you're fine. So let's keep them safe and sound, because I think somebody is after them.
Who'll be after them? There'd be nobody following us now.
Right. Nobody was supposed to really know that I was at the temple, and they do. I received a package that was obviously a threat to Jazz and Lily, and then when I scryed on them, they were goblins. So I would say somebody's after them.
Think I'd be knowing who.
That's the plan, is to figure it out, if it's Shar or the Iron Ring Consortium or who. I think they're after them because of me, so we need to get them back in someplace safe. And since you're their personal guard, I think you would love coming to the Festival of Stress. There's plenty of ale.
I'm not their personal guard. I'm simply escorting them.
Yeah. I'd probably stay as their personal guard since their parents are on their way.
I don't quite understand how this all came out to land on my shoulders.
You really don't know their parents, do you?
Apparently not. We best be moving on
Yes.
then.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Matthew.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Matthew. Matthew is an initiate at the temple. He has been helping me generously all day today.
I bet he has.
He looks like Ivan Drago.
I must break you.
I must break you.
Poor Matthew's been dragged along this whole time, and so Matthew, these are my nieces, Lily and Jazz.
Nieces.
This is how
Hello.
Bella starts.
Oh, and there's some
Oops, the
boy
wind blew my
in
pants
town
away. That's okay.
that told me to come out here that was so excited to see Jasmine. Was it Thomas Matthew? Something like that. Wasn't he Matthew? He was so excited.
I like nudge Jazz.
Oh yes, he was
That's her
stuttering.
boyfriend.
He couldn't. Really? Well,
Boyfriend.
he seemed quite worried.
He is not my boyfriend, and I glare at my sister.
And your aunt seems to have invited him to the temple tonight.
There you
And
go.
she glares at her aunt. Well, I didn't know. He seemed nice enough in an awkward way.
Jazz.
Matthew laughs.
Don't worry, there's going to be plenty of people there. If you want to avoid him, I'm quite sure one of the other girls will see him and give him attention.
So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how badly are we in trouble?
Your mom was more worried about you than anything. I don't think you're really in much trouble from her, especially since you're going to be safe and sound. Your father, however, I've never been really good at measuring that. So let's get back to the temple. We'll keep you guys safe. We'll have some fun. And we'll have lots of stuff for when they come, food and drinks, and hopefully keep them happy too.
I like this fan because I really don't want to. Oh, okay.
But you're safe. That's what matters to them. And they knew you were coming, so shouldn't be too much trouble. They just already thought you were here. So let's get back and away. Nothing else goes wrong, hopefully, and they'll be here shortly.
Matthew offers his horse to Lily and Jazz to share.
Well, what about you, though?
I'll walk with a good dwarf.
You sure?
Absolutely.
He's got manners. I like you, Matthew.
He smiles, and again, the whole time, this mark on his forehead is still there.
I go over to Matthew, and I whisper in his ear, and I go, "You could always ride with Aunt Kari." And then I get up on the horse.
He laughs heartily.
She would probably be asking him to if it weren't for the fact that Bulgren had to walk alone, and he's a dwarf, and it would really slow them up then, and if he was the only one walking, and yeah.
So Lily and Jazz, on the way back, do you fill in your aunt with everything that you guys did and saw?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Probably in varying levels of excitement and then slight depression because we're remembering that we're so getting in trouble when our parents get here.
Do you leave out any details?
You totally blame the dwarf.
I know.
Way to sell him out. I mean, come on.
We are totally blaming the dwarf.
They both are. They're both putting it all on you, especially when they find out you lied to them.
He's gonna finally use the name of the friggin' tree to get him out of there.
Daywin shows up.
Can he remember the name of the tree?
It's written on his shield.
Can he read it?
He just refuses. I never wrote it down, so I have no idea.
Oh, that's gonna be funny.
Okay.
Kari takes all this awesome because they're reminding her of her and her sister, so she thinks this is all. It's making her miss those days.
Yeah, and Bulgren, I mean, she must be like a super younger sister because of Lily and Jazz's mother, because she looks almost the same age.
Well, they already filled me in on who she and what she is, right?
Oh, that's right.
So I know
yes.
We never said chosen.
Yeah, I think they did.
Yes,
We
you did.
never said chosen, but we did say enough that he could have figured it out, knowing
You alluded
religion
to it
and all
enough,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you actually, it's a good point. So if this is a chosen of a goddess,
Oh.
you know that she wields a lot of favor.
Sure, with her goddess.
Mine doesn't need a dick. Mine's better without one.
Ouch.
That's for your goddess. My god created an entire race of people.
Well, if you need your god to have a dick to make you happy, then okay.
I'm not gonna go down that road with you. I'm not gonna go crude. Keep it a family show.
This was a family show? Whoops.
Okay, well, the travel back south goes uneventfully. You guys arrive back in Immersea just about as the sun is setting. Um, I mean, the whole.
Wait, can I?
Oh.
I'm sorry. Can I do
Oh,
something
sure.
before we leave?
Absolutely.
Because I know Daddy's gonna be coming by here sometime.
Oh, good idea.
I assume there's some sort of signal, like a message, that I could leave that he'd notice,
Oh yeah.
and leave a note or something like that.
You gonna handwrite a note? You gonna draw something into the dirt?
I'm not sure what would the typical be. I mean,
Well,
would it?
it would probably. I mean, you're the ranger, right?
Yeah.
You could kill a deer and write in blood.
That's wasteful. If we're not gonna take it.
It's like the Apaches used to do.
I mean, it's up to you how you wish to leave a message.
Sephamore. Have someone stand there with flags.
Alright, then probably leave some sort of a signal, I don't know, tree type, I don't know, would it be a carving in on a tree or something? Or would it be more like a certain placement of wood, sticks,
Yeah.
stones, something?
Yeah, it would be like how you would place like a trail marker. So it would be sticks, or you'd break like tall weeds in a certain way, or stack rocks in a certain pile in a certain manner, that sort of thing.
Okay, and I'm gonna do
That
that.
would convey like a message, like hey, I was here, I'm safe, that sort of thing.
Then I'm going to do something along those lines. I will pile rocks underneath. I will. Let me check if I have it. Hold on.
And like push your boot heel into the ground around the thing, so he knows it's you. That sort of deal.
Okay. We'll leave a note that says "safe with our aunt," and that's it. Then roll it up and wrap it in like some cloth or something, and bury it under the rocks.
Okay. Perfect. That way he has about 6 hours to cool down.
Yeah, exactly. So.
And then you guys continue back, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Amtrak train crash in Philadelphia.
Really? That's not good.
Oh. Everyone okay?
Now it says it's pretty bad.
And this is why I am going to start driving more to Austin and not taking the train.
Okay, what's going to happen over the next few days? I'm going to go back to Baywin and Kira. You guys easily find the trail, the caravan trail exiting town, and you follow it. You follow it to the first campsite. You do notice that there are boot prints that you recognize as your daughters and the dwarf that are leading off into the woods. I'm assuming you're going to follow these. Is that a correct statement?
Yeah.
Okay. You follow these about 20 yards into the woods, and they disappear. You spend at least an hour in this area just doing a circle pattern, a spiral pattern, trying to pick them up. And to your best knowledge, they've disappeared at this. Actually, you know what? Never mind. They go to about 20 yards in the woods and they turn around and head back.
Yeah,
Because
that's true.
you would see the boots leaving
Right.
and the boots coming back. You get back on your horses and you continue down to the next. You follow the caravan. There's no deviations, obviously, off the road. You make your way to the second campsite, where once again, in this trampled mess of an area, you find your daughter's prints as well as the dwarf's boots, and they head off into the woods again. You do also find some goblins, so they appear to have been following a goblin. You convey that with Kira, and there's obviously some uneasiness there because supposedly Kari told you they turned into goblins. They these tracks. In addition to these tracks, there's also another pair of goblin tracks that go off in a different direction. You decide to follow the initial tracks. They lead to the burnt hut. It looks like there was combat here. The tracks return to camp, and then you come across other goblin tracks, but at this point, they either got back on the caravan, or maybe these other two tracks are them because your sister said that they were goblins.
Well,
You
I'll
decide
look
to
for the
follow.
tracks that have goblin prints followed by dwarven prints.
Oh, good point. Okay. You you still found the other the goblin hut also, but yes, you follow these. You follow the prints of the dwarf and the goblins. You eventually run into the statue of Corellian, which I'm not sure you guys would know about. Some kind of shrine in the area, where it appears that they've met up with another person. The goblin and the dwarf prince appear to leave and come back from a certain area. It's up to you if you wish to follow it.
Yeah, I'd follow.
Oh,
Unless
okay.
it looks like two different sets of prints, like earlier and later. Which you'd have to judge now, since I can't do like I used to do.
It would be. It appears that the goblin prince and the dwarf prince went off to the east, and then they returned from the east. However, you can't really. It was pretty close to being at the same time, so you don't know what happened off to the east. Also, in this area, it appears that booted prints of your daughters start, as well as the dwarf, and they head back towards the road.
Okay. Then I'll continue following those.
Okay, so you don't go to the ogre site.
No.
Okay, so you return back to the road. You guys head south, following their tracks. You see the little tiny stone cairn that she had made. You come across the note, and at this point, you and Kira obviously realize that they are safe. You also see horse prints and another two people that traveled north to this spot, met up with them, and then traveled south back to Immersey. I guess we'll just do a little quick role-playing aspect. Bay, when you read the note, and look over to Kira.
Well,
Oh, thank you,
they've been
Shredus.
here. They're safe. They're headed down to Immersey. Looks like your sister found them.
Oh, awesome. I'm just glad they're safe.
At this point, you guys have pushed the entire evening, and you have not rested. And Mitch, you've used your healing magic on the horses to keep them going.
How far away is the city at this point?
Maybe about 6 hours.
By horseback?
So it's full speed horse, maybe 2/3 of that time, maybe 4 hours. So you guys would have been pushing for 24 hours, one full day. So you would get there the morning after the festival if you continue to push.
I'll look to Kira. You want to camp here, or should we keep pushing? Horses, we can't push too much harder. It's a 6-hour walk. What do you think?
I really want to go see my girls, but at least I know they're safe. If I can just get rest for a few hours, maybe, and then move on. Right?
I think that's best. I'll
Let
start
the
setting up camp
horses.
here.
I just take the note and say, like, silent, continual prayers to Shress and my sister saying, thank you, thank you, thank you.
At this point, you guys are just so dead tired. Baywin goes ahead and makes camp, and he's always been a professional at this, and he's gotten better, even better over the years, and he tries to make it as homey as possible as you both kind of snuggle up together underneath the tent off the road, of course, which has been camouflaged, and the horses have been picketed, so on and so forth. And you guys just pass out in each other's arms, just happy. A little after 11, so I'm going to probably go another 15-20 minutes just really going through a dissertation of events, and then I'm going to need a decision from you guys as to where you're going to go next, and then we can start getting back to a story, an actual adventure.
Okay.
Kari, Matthew, Lily, and Jazz arrive at Immersey, coming through the north gate, of course. You guys check in through the guard station and enter. Lily and Jazz, Immersey is, as I've described it before, it is about 3 times the size of Iron Pine is. And I don't think you guys have ever been down. Have you guys been down here, do you think?
I would imagine we'd have been here, like, maybe a couple of times throughout our life, but not enough to, like, know it really well or anything.
Okay.
Like, we would probably know how to get to the temple to be about it, you know?
The temple and the docks, of course, because you can smell them, and anytime you get to a big body of water, I think that's always fascinating to kids in my mind, at least. So that's always
Right.
something that you guys like to look at. I mean, Immersea itself is quite a clean town. It is walled, which is different than Iron Pine, and then there is a caste of nobility here. Now, you guys are considered nobility in Iron Pine, but this is like old nobility, and they are kind of jerks about it. But you guys don't mix with them anyway. Um, you end up making your way back to the temple just as all the festivities are going on. I'm assuming Kari is going to be very forgiving with everything that's happened, and she is going to just go ahead and
Yep.
allow you both to enjoy yourselves.
Yep. About having fun. They're okay. We're all good now, as far as Scar is concerned.
Uh, you guys are, as you know, um, going into adulthood. This is the first time that you've been to a high priestess initiation. And the event itself was set up by Sister Asphora, and she has spared no expense. Fine foods, a lot of local cuisine. She also has had some chefs come in from Kalimshar to prepare her own homeland type foods. So it's like exotic spices and everything. Kind of think Arabic type food. That's kind of how I imagine the Kalimshite people. Kari, this is quite odd considering that you were actually supposed to decide who was going to take over it, but it seems like she was well prepared, as in it was hers to have. As you guys enter, of course, Sister Asphora, Sister Condoline, and the three acolytes, they just run up and meet you and shower you with their concern and are happy that everything is safe. And this where I guess I'll pick up a little bit of role playing. Um, uh, Sorry. Sister Isphora, she's dressed in a Kalimshar gown, which is semi-transparent, and it's a thin material again that just hugs her body, and shows off all of her curves. She's wearing exotic jewelry, that some stones that you guys have never seen before, of different blue and red in color, and she's got a like a headband. I don't know what that piece of jewelry is called. I'll just call it a headband at this point, which appears to be made out of delicate platinum.
Tiara.
Tiara, thank you. But it's kind of thin, like a chain. Or tiara, I guess, is more like a.
It's all the same.
It's a headband, yeah.
Um, and this is one of the most beautiful women that you two have ever seen.
Besides their mother and their aunt, of course.
This is one of the most beautiful women that you've ever seen. As she walks up, smiling, says, "So you both have returned. I hope your journeys have been safe."
They have.
Wow. Yeah.
There's music in the background. Again, it's exotic music from Kalimshar. That's playing in the background.
Interesting, considering I didn't tell her it was going to be her.
It's interesting, isn't it?
I go find Sister Condoline.
Okay, twins, do you do anything? Next gen twins, do you do anything special here?
I think I'm kind of in awe.
Probably walk around and just want to like see everything and just enjoy ourselves, but we will probably avoid spirits of any kind. but we just want to like see and experience everything else.
Yes.
Okay. So you're spending a lot of time in the dancing hall area, and are you like
Right.
getting ale or wine or anything?
No, we're going to be avoiding spirits of any kind.
Oh yeah, we don't drink. I don't know what you're talking about.
Spirits to me are hard alcohol, so I was just checking. Do you spend time with the dwarf, or do you just kind of leave him?
We drag him with us probably.
Yep.
Bolgren, do you go?
Yeah, I'll stick with them.
This
on,
is
I
enjoy
did
this.
my job. I'm fully expecting to be paid.
this is quite an odd sight to you. I mean, you've overheard the conversations, of course, that there is a high priestess initiation for the temple here. I mean, that was discussed by the priestess Kari, and you're just looking around at the sites, and it's humans are weird.
Very.
Obviously, there's no dwarves here. It's mostly humans, mostly local humans. The only exotic one is the priestess running around that introduced herself as priestess Esphora.
How long has this Sephora been with the church? Obviously a long time, right?
To your knowledge, she's been here at least a couple years.
And what about Condoline?
Condoline has been here probably a decade.
Oh, well, that Sephora thinks it's gonna go to her then? It's kind of a bitch move. Sorry.
Well, she's the one who's acting.
True, she has been acting.
So, I mean, it's kind of her job. I mean, if she hadn't done it, you'd be upset because she's not doing her job.
True.
Although I'm not sure who appointed her the acting high priestess, if there was anything set before.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering too. Good point.
So there's a bard playing Next Gen Twins in the dancing hall, and the music attracts you, of course, as you grab Bolgren and drag him into that area.
Yes! Dancing and music!
Yay, let's do that without alcohol.
I don't dance.
Watch.
Yes, yes, you do. Come on.
No,
Everyone has to dance.
I really don't.
And your hands are empty.
Will you dance if we get you some ale? There's like lots of alcohol around here.
I do not think there's enough alcohol to make me dance. But you can try.
Do you guys run off, get him an ale?
Yeah.
Okay, you go into the bar area with Bolgren on your heels. You're just kind of dragging him from room to room, and you see Matthew behind the bar pouring drinks.
Hi, Matthew.
Does he still have the lips thing?
Only Kari has seen that, so
Okay.
Lily and Jazz know
Don't know.
nothing about that. He smiles and says, "So, ladies, what can I get you? Hopefully not
Well,
wine."
Bolgren here wants some ale. Like, just put a cork in a keg and he'll be good.
Yeah. What she said.
Figuratively or literally?
Is there a way to do it literally?
That was my next question, as he laughs.
I looked at
Take two
Bolgren.
of your largest mugs, fill them to the brim, and I'll take those. And then I'll be back in about 3 minutes.
He
There you go.
he looks under the bar and pulls out a bucket, and he points to it.
I'm not an animal, lad.
He puts it down, pulls out 2 pints, pint glasses, and fills them.
That's
He
better.
hands him to you, laughing a little bit.
I take one in each hand.
Slam, slam.
Yeah, and then slam them back on the count. Let's try it one more time. You're starting to learn.
He kind of opens his eyes, surprised, and he pours 2 quick ones.
All right, I'll turn to the girls. All right, lass, let's go.
You're gonna dance?
No, but I'll
Oh.
drink.
Do you dance, Matthew?
I can jig a little bit.
You should dance with us.
All right, you take the lad, and I'll 10 bar. As my eyes go wide, I get a devious look in my eyes, and I start rubbing my hands together.
I'm not sure that's a good idea.
Sounds like fun. Let's do it. As he hops the bar.
Sweet.
I stomp my way behind the bar.
Woo!
Someone motions for a drink from you, Bolgren.
I ignore them and start tapping the keg.
Awesome.
I'm assuming you're going to ignore everybody and just kind of sit back, drink, and watch.
Yep. Yeah, I'll find like a crate or something to stand on, and I'll just like basically sit next to the keg and just drain a glass. And when people like motion at me, I'll nod and smile at them like, "Hey, how you doing?" And I'm just gonna continue to drink.
After about like 5 or 6 times of nodding, people get the understanding that they need to help themselves. So at this point, you've got like, I don't know, a constant stream of people just coming behind the bar and helping themselves, which is pretty comical. I mean, everybody's laughing, everybody's having a good time. Lily and Jazz, you each take Matthew by the hand, pull him out to the dance floor, and he's just laughing at this point, and he starts moving around almost like a country jig. So if you think of like a fiddle player, in the backwoods, he's clapping and stomping his leg, and he's doing like a good country boy dance.
To music from Kalimshar.
Yeah, I mean the Kalimshar music, it's I want to say it's like a very hip swaying music, so you can kind of feel the beat, and it's kind of slow back and forth, and he sounds like he's on a washboard drum, just what is that? A washboard? Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's dancing to music like on a washboard and like jugs.
I'm just laughing because that's amusing.
But he seems to be having a hell of a time. Do you guys join in with a certain kind of dance or anything?
I think we're just dancing however with him.
We'll just dance, I guess, whatever we would have learned.
I mean, he's obviously, again, a country boy local. So as people start to see him dance like this, it seems like a lot more people start to relax around the area and they start to join in.
Dancing like he is?
Dancing like he is.
That's awesome. Does Kari notice this?
Hold on, it's not your turn yet.
No, I guess they're gonna try to dance with him. I mean, Jazz should try. And keep looking at Lily.
Lily, do you try too?
Sure, why not?
Okay, I mean, obviously you guys can dance, right? You were brought up in it, and the beat just doesn't feel right. But you keep going because it's making you laugh. I mean, you move left and you feel like you should have moved right. After about 2 or 3 minutes, as the crowd begins to join in and start to dance, the bards finally get the understanding that people want to hear other type of music. So the music begins to change to more like a quick paced fiddle, line dance type sound, as the whole place begins to dance that way. Kari, yes, you did notice this as you're
Okay, cool.
walking through the areas. You said you were off to find Sister
Right.
Condoline, right?
Does Matthew still have his lips on his head?
Yes.
Okay.
Sister Condoline can be found in one of the back rooms. It's... Let me think what room she would be in. More of like a quiet meditation room is where you find her.
Interesting. Okay, I just go in.
She looks up as you enter, and she just smiles. Mother?
Are you enjoying yourself?
Yes, so much. It is peaceful, it is quiet.
That's what it's about. Finding your own peace. Will you answer something honestly for me?
Absolutely.
What do you think
I
of Isphora?
would never deceive. She has been quite a blessing for the temple ever since the passing of poor Mother or High Priestess Beatrice. She's really taken the proverbial bull by the reins, and have been running the temple excellently.
But what do you think of her? Not her job, her.
I think very highly of her. I mean, she is an ambitious woman, but again, the temple has not been run. The temple has been run better in the last month than it has in years.
All right. I just wanted to see because you'd been here longer.
She smiles and seems. I mean, she's completely calm. She's not hiding anything. She seems completely forthright.
Okay. I kiss her on the forehead and tell her to go back to what she's doing.
She smiles as she closes her eyes and continues her meditation.
I go back out and watch the girls with Matthew.
Okay. Again, he seems to have really gotten the party going. Going really well out there. Everyone's laughing. The girls seem to be having a great time. He's having a great time. You notice that Bogren seems to be tending bar. At least he's standing behind the bar, tending to himself. But it seems that they're just helping themselves at this point. You do notice out of the corner of your eye, Sister Esphora comes in, and the pleasant, smiling look on her face is pretty much gone. Her face seems flush, a little angered, as she walks up to the bards. One of the bards kind of whispers in their ear as he kind of misses a beat a little bit, and then he gets back to playing. She looks around. She notices you looking at her. The smile returns to her face as she bows, and she appears to start to mingle with some people, making her way out to another room.
When do I do the announcement of who I'm picking?
That's for you to decide.
I think I'm going to do it now.
Okay. Describe where you go, what you say.
Okay, I am going to go to the bards that are playing and ask that when they finish the song, if they'll just play something a little bit, still upbeat, but a little bit lighter because I need to make an announcement. It can be any music from like local music, since that's what everyone's from around here.
As you go up and you talk to the same bard that the Sister Esphora El Shires had talked to, and he nods and he smiles and he says something to the other bards up there as the jig music begins to slow a little bit, and he yells out, "Everyone, the mother has an announcement!" as it reverberates through the temple area. Word gets passed quickly. The music begins to slow a little or lower a little bit so people can Mitch. So people can hear you speak as everyone in the gathering moves into this area. Sister Esphora is there. She's beaming bright. She's staring at you with a smile. And you step up on stage with mic in hand.
I look around and I thank everyone for coming, and I hope that you're all enjoying yourself. That's what these are about.
I'm having a great time.
As soon as Bogren says that, everyone cheers and they raise their glasses in the air, and it just spreads like wildfire through the hall as everyone goes, "Cheers to Master Dwarf!" and they slam their ale.
That is awesome. We even have a cleric of Modron, right? Modron? What is it?
Moradin!
Morden. Sorry.
What's the PMS?
Having fun.
What's the PMS medicine called?
Oh, Motrin.
Not Motrin. It's
Yeah.
Midol?
Midol.
Oh, that.
A cleric of Midol. Sorry. Go on.
Enjoying the fun. So that's what this is about. Is obviously we want to make sure that everybody is worshiping Sharess and in the way that she meant to, and that means in whatever way makes us happiest and living our lives. And I'm really grateful to see how many turned out. Obviously, we want to keep growing this temple and introducing more people to just how amazing you all are here at this temple and our goddess is. And I know tonight has been an interesting night, but I'm going to follow the path of Sharess and what I believe Sharess wants me to do, as I always do. I believe that we need to thank Asphora, Sister Asphora, for all the work she has done.
There's a
with
round
Sister
of
Beatrice.
applause. Round of applause.
And I certainly hope she will continue to help out in every way to make Sharess happy and this temple keep prospering the way it's supposed to. But
Sister Sphora, at this point, before you said but, she's smiling, she's beaming, she's looking around, waving at people, and her eyes get wide. Go on.
I have to go with what I feel Sharess has pointed me in the direction of, to give me signs of who should be the new leader based on what this religion and what Sharess is all about. And although he is new, I'm going to appoint a high priest instead. And I look over to Matthew.
As there is murmuring, as people are confused, they follow your gaze. Every head in the place turns to Jasmine, Lily, your direction, with Matthew standing in between you. He's kind of got his arm around you like an older brother, dancing with you. And he kind of straightens up with a very confused look on his face.
He has no knowledge of this. He came as an initiate and he helped me today, but he carries the mark of Sharess. And many of you probably cannot see that mark, but I can see it plainly, which to me means that she has called him to be the leader of this temple.
As everyone starts cheering and raising their glasses and screaming, "High Priest Matthew!" and just the whole place starts, the music starts to play a little bit louder, and again everyone's cheering as he's kind of looking lost, looking left and right, like he has no idea what to do.
Congratulations!
He is,
I push him up to the stage.
As I mean, again, since he's confused, you kind of push him with ease as he kind of stumbles forward. He looks back, with like a half smile, kind of like he's saying he's going to get you back for that. As you shoo him or not shoo him. Tell him to go forward, give him a little bit of your confidence. He squares his shoulders and he steps up towards Mother Kari. He kneels on one knee in front of her, takes her hand, and kisses the back of her hand.
I kiss the top of his head and say that you've been chosen by Sharess to lead this church, and I wasn't much more experienced than you when I was chosen by her. And you have a lot to learn in terms of how to run a church, run the temple, which I hope Sister Asphora and Sister Condoline will continue to help you do so, especially the business affairs. But watching the fact that you have the mark of Sharess on your forehead, and the fact that you inspired me and all of the people in here to enjoy themselves like the festival should be. Shows that you are the best candidate for this church. And I kiss him on each cheek and then say, so. And I grab from Boulder, what is your favorite drink, Matthew?
Damn it, there is a local beer here that is very, very popular, and I cannot find the
And
name.
is gone.
The Five Fine Fish Ale, as it is a famous beer all throughout Cormyr. And everyone's, cheering, Five Fish Ale for everyone!
Yes, for everyone. And we will put on a local song, and Matthew, will lead us in a dance with me.
Matthew looks over to where Bolgren is because he was the original bartender, as he makes his way behind the bar and just pulls out a bunch of glasses and leather cups and horns, and he just starts filling directly from the casks.
Awesome.
As long as he doesn't come near the keg that I called dibs on. That'll be all right.
The one you're sitting on?
Yeah, I mean, if he comes near, I put my hand on Charlie and growl.
That's awesome.
Well, obviously that's going to happen just so you could growl as his eyes open up wide and he looks left at the other cask and doesn't pay you any more attention.
I don't care how high a priest you are, son. You come near this, and you're going to be dead.
I believe you, Master Dwarf. I fully 100% believe you.
Well, then have a great night.
As he laughs, again, he pours beer for everybody in the room, and as soon as all 50, 60 people have glasses, he makes his way out onto the dance floor. He motions to the bards.
Need some BGs.
With his hands to pick up the dancing tunes from before, as he just goes back to his country boy jig and gets the whole place again line dancing.
And I join him next to him to do it. And motion first for it to take his other side.
At this point, as the music starts and he makes his way onto the dance floor, you take his hand. The crowd kind of rushes and joins you as you look around and you do not see Esphora.
All right, well.
She is plotting her revenge.
Oh, I'm quite sure she is. That's okay. All right. I'll deal with her later. This is part of his coronation.
Coronation? Sorry, that's from...
Coronation.
I know, it's from Frozen. Coronation? I watch too much Frozen.
Yes, you do.
Sorry.
I also I have a holy symbol made for them. I guess that's got the light on it and all that. So as soon as the dance is over, I place that like it's on a necklace around his neck.
And it has the continual light on it?
Yes, that he can flip open like mine and Kira's did.
He does it in amazement. He just keeps doing it like a kid. And he whispers over during the jig and he's like, I have no idea what I need to do as a high priest.
I know. You'll learn. Your heart is in it and is in it for stress, and she sees it too.
He nods with confidence. He says, with Shress's guidance, as he starts dancing his jig again.
Awesome.
Okay, let us actually end it here. It's a good spot.
Sorry you guys didn't get to do more.
No, that's cool.
Yeah, you know.
That's my fault. We're at a crux here. I'm just going to go through some statements. This party goes awesomely through the evening. After about a half hour or so, Lady or Priestess Esphora is seen. She did return to the dancing area. I'm assuming you're not going to confront her tonight.
No, wait. I don't
Okay.
want to ruin his party.
I will totally ruin it if given the opportunity.
And what we'll do is we'll pick up next week, the next morning, with Kira and Baywin arriving after a short rest to confront the daughters. So you two better party it up tonight.
Yep.
I'm assuming this party is probably going to last into the wee hours of the morning too, which will be really cool and fun for all of you. And you might even get Bulgrin to dance a little jig. Have to make a con save or something like that. What I would like from you guys is a direction. I would like to know if you want to continue adventuring with the new characters, or if you have an intention with the old characters to try to do something about the gnome, or a little bit of both. But I'd like to focus on one direction, so I can not break up the stories like I had to today. So think about
Regardless, Kira's going after that freaking gnome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say he's dead.
I'll go with them too, because after I deal with this fork, because I'm sure she wants me dead now.
So is the consensus that we are going to have some sort of adventure of Kira, Baywin, and Kari trying to find and go after this gnome? So that's what I should focus on?
That's up to you, man. I would think, like, if you want to do, like, a week with them, and then the next week with the other characters and sit back and forth, or if you just want to do the first hour, you know, with the older characters, and then the second hour with the new characters. I don't know how you want to run it.
I would rather not break it up halfway through the night like that, because that means I've got to prep two storylines for each night. I'd rather focus on one set of characters for a period of time, and then once we get to a point where it makes sense to switch over, we do that.
Okay.
I could leave the girls at the temple, like, with Matthew and Bulgrin watching over them.
That's a good idea. I could see that happening. So you guys are going to stay here. You're going to stay out of trouble. If anything happens and I come back, you're in for it. And, yeah.
Okay, so that's what
Mommy
we'll do.
and Daddy, go off and kill the man who did this to you.
We will role play the little girls getting their butts chewed out by Mom next week,
Right.
and then pick up going after. I guess really the only lead you have is the one going off west, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, if the twins also told you everything that happened, they would have talked about the inscription inside the tent that says, "Bad luck befalls everybody, and the only way to avoid it is by worshipping her."
Oh, which would make me start wanting to know more about that god, right?
Yeah, the inscription was, bad luck befell everybody, and it's a common saying that at least those who know of Beshaba, the only way to avoid it is by worshipping her. Right, so I guess sometime in the evening, it might have changed some things, but you're told of this, and you know of Beshaba, so you can do some Wikia reading if you like. or I can just, give you, I guess, let me see, Beshab or Lady Doom. She is a deity of accidents, bad luck, misfortune, and random mischief. She demands worship to keep her bad luck at bay. Her aim in life is to destroy her sister Timora or Lady Luck. So you would have knowledge of her mostly because of the Timora
Yeah.
aspect. At least Kari would have some knowledge
I
of
like Tamora. I mean,
her. She is delighted in cursing others, often causing seafarers to lose their navigational instincts, which has no impact on you guys, but so she is the opposite coin of, or the other side of the coin to Tamora.
okay. Screw her then. We'll kill the gnome. Can chosens kill each other or just gods?
Chosens can
We'll
kill
find
each
out,
other.
I guess.
Yeah. You know what's worse than death, though? If they just keep chopping you up, and every morning you come back to life and they chop you up again.
True.
That would
I was
suck.
just thinking if he's a chosen, that's why.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't think you've ever met another chosen, so
Probably
I don't.
not.
I don't know if that thought would even cross your mind.
Yeah, probably not. You're right.
Okay, cool. Well, at least I know where this direction is going to go, and I can get something prepped. Perfect. Awesome, guys.
Cool.